How's it going, YouTube? So, we've got another tong review coming up from Iron Dungeon Forge right here. Knife making and blade smithing supplies. We got to see Iron Dungeon this past weekend at Blade Show Atlanta 2025. And it's not the first time we've run into him. First time I think we saw him was at the GAKC show back in 2022. And that's when I bought a set of double V-jaw tongs, which Cheyenne was nice enough to basically confiscate because she likes them. These things are pretty awesome, but I've got to tell you about the new ones we got. And that new set is a set of railroad tongs. These don't look like my standard set of railroad tongs. Why not? Because they're a little different on design, but they're quite effective. We'll be doing some live videos on forging using these tongs. And at our Forge and Memory location, we do a lot of railroad spike forging experiences. And we also make some nice high quality Atlas knife and tool 1078 spike knives and tomahawks. So that's apparently what this is made for, is for the Atlas knife and tool, but there's more applications to it. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share it out, like it, and we're going to keep offering more content on forging, on knives, on firearm reviews, all kinds of cool stuff. Now, what I want to talk to you about right now is that this actually grabs onto the, if you would, kind of the ears of the head of that spike right there, that flare, if you will. And that's a little different because most of your railroad spike tongs kind of hook and apply pressure, and that's a great way to do it. Now, the issue I found is that when I do a twist on a knife, what happens is it's difficult for me to hold on to with those types of tongs. Whereas this, it should not affect it. These are almost a modified flat nose or long nose tong, but they're opened up quite a bit more. The cool thing about that is that also allows me to grab the spike in this manner. So a little more versatile. Simple, is it simplistic? Absolutely. Now, as I said, these are made specifically for the Atlas knife and tool, but do they have other applications? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. To my right here, I actually have a bin of regular railroad spikes. This is, I can barely read it, but you know, this is your standard spike. These are the kind that we buy for our forging experiences, and guess what? It holds quite well. These are made for railroad spikes specifically. Now, these, I believe, cost me around $45 for the set. And I believe, without a doubt, that if you can get a quality pair of tongs for around $40, $45, $50, that's something that a person can definitely use on an investment. But what else can you use these for? Recently, I acquired some heavy lug bolts. Now, these are about a 1045 steel, so they do harden up some. And what do you know? It grips that flare just fine. Will it hold in cross section? It will. Will it hold the end? Yes, it will. Okay, so these are quite versatile. Even though they're made for the Atlas railroad spikes, they're holding standard spikes, which are probably made to very similar tolerances. And these lug bolts that turned into some cool mini spikes. I've got to make some more of those. Other items that a person might get a hold of. Does it hold a track screw? That's quite wide. I wouldn't recommend it, but it does. It does. So not so much on track screws. And let's talk about more like the heavier railroad type bolts. Different things we pick up at auction. The grip is quite wide for that, so you would have to heat this and bend these in if you wanted to use something much wider than the railroad spike. But here's a rather worn spike, and will it hold that? Guess what? It sure does, and this is a nice grip. I actually had Cheyenne hold this, and I tried to dislodged the spike at the show, and within reason, and it held. It held nicely. So for what I have in stock on these Atlas knife and tool, I'm planning on going ahead and doing some forging videos on some regular spikes and a couple other things using these tongs. That'll be a live video here on YouTube, and hope you guys tune into it. Now, I've got other videos up, especially recently from Blade Show, about swords, knives, different things like that we picked up, and for personal use or for picking up for friends. And I'm looking forward to trying these out. Now, how will these grip when I've got a student who's inexperienced striking? We're going to find that out too, but that may be another video. But I'm seeing myself getting quite a bit of use out of these, and anytime I can pick something up from Iron Dungeon Forge that I can use here in the shop and that I can turn other people onto, I like to do that. So, I'm going to give you guys some contact information before I end this video, but absolutely check them out. This is something that a person who does bladesmithing, someone who's just getting started into it, or an experienced smith can really use. Iron Dungeon Forge, knife making and blacksmithing supplies, irondungeonforge.com. You can contact Robert Miller at 573-606-0375. I would imagine that's for business purposes and try to keep it that way. But there you have it. I didn't know if this was magnetic or not. It looked kind of black. It's like maybe it'll stick. But there you have it. Iron Dungeon Forge, railroad spike, tongs. We're going to be trying them out. Look forward to it. You guys have a great one. Like and subscribe and be creative. We'll catch you a bit later.